Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with the monthly hop of Stampin' Like It's Hot, started by Brianna with My Life on Paper, and the all-month hop of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, started by Crystal Barrett with Pineapple Papers. And for Stampin' Like It's Hot, I have this Tim Holtz stamp set, and I am leaning towards the coffee theme, if you can't tell. I got some ground espresso and tea dye, and like I said, some Tim Holtz stamps. And here's the pin I found on Pinterest. I don't know, I guess I'm showing you like where it came from. So the quote on here says, "Love is in the air and it smells like coffee." I love the phrase. I love the framed out look, and like the just the way that they've got that simple little, I say embellishments, but it's a flower and a stack of books with a clock. But I'm going to document this picture of me and my son with our very first try of 7 Brew coffee. And I also have this stencil from Temu that I just got today. And it's got like the coffee stains and stuff on it, so I wanted to use those. And I am going to be using Bo Bunny's Beautiful Things. I don't have much left, but I'm going to use some of that. And then this is wood veneer from Some Assemblage Required. And then I have some dollar store embellishments that I've had for a long time that I'd like to use. And then some of the embellishments from the Bo Bunny collection as well. And then I have more over here. I can't remember. I feel like I pulled like one thing out of here. Just because it didn't really go with what I was working on. And I ended up just happy as could be with the way that the layout was going. So I do have a sticker sheet and an alpha sticker sheet. So I'm going to hopefully pull some things from there. So I have my papers, I have my embellishments, I have some mixed media and stamps, of course, for the Stampin' Like It's Hot. I have my picture, and then I have this really fun pin from Pinterest that I can't wait to see how this comes together. So let's see how it goes. So my plan is, and you're going to see the pin pop up in the top left corner. I don't leave it there the whole time because it's not like a scrap lift. But I am going to build the frame that the quote is in. Okay, so I want a black border like the frame. And then you can't tell as well here because it's white on white, but there's like a thick mat and then like where the quote is. So I am doing that except with these papers. I'm using a black 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then this floral I cut down to 8 by 10, I think. I'm pretty sure I wanted to have a quarter or a half-inch border. And now I can't remember. Maybe it's a quarter-inch border. It's a quarter-inch border, y'all. So it's, and then I cut that peachy color paper down to leave a thicker border because I wanted to make sure it was a little bit thicker, like the mat on the layout or on that frame. So now for the Stampin' Like It's Hot, this month we're doing a stamped border. So I start with the tea dye and this stamp that looks like a spill or a splatter, and I go all the way around with it, and I love the way that turned out. And then I have this circle that looks like a coffee stain, and I do a half a circle and then a full circle, a half a circle, then a full circle, and I go all the way around, kind of where the splattered bits collide. I put those little circles. So I've set that aside. My tea dye is very juicy, and so I knew that if I didn't set it aside that I'd smear it all over the place, which I'm sure I probably have some on my arms somewhere. And I pull out my built frame, and I'm going to put some stencil work on here with the coffee rings and the splatters, because I don't want this to be as plain as in that frame on the pin, because it just has words, and I am going to put my title and of course a picture here, but I want to use I wanted to use a stencil because it's brand new. I just got it. I think I got a set of like 10 of these 6x6 stencils for like $2.50 or $3. So I figured for $2 or $3 that I could try it out since they have free shipping and everything. And I actually got my Temu order pretty quick this time. So I don't buy stuff from them a lot, but dies and stencils, I feel like if something happens and I ruin a stencil, and I've only paid like a nickels and dimes or quarters for it, then I feel a whole lot less guilty. So, I am trying something new here, and I tried it where the picture was going to be first so that it would not ruin my page. I took the tea dye through first and then took the espresso straight down, and it left this really cool look of like a lighter shade and then the darker shade, and I love how it turned out. So I will try that technique again in the future with other things, but I really love the way that that turned out. And when I do the close-ups later, you'll see it a little better. But the only one that's showing is that one right there, next to the right of where I'm working. And I really do enjoy the way that it turned out. This layout makes me happy, you all. Not just because I love the way the layout turned out, but of course I love this picture of me and my son. We had just gone to try 7 Brew, which is a new coffee place in town. And my niece is working there at the moment. And so we went over there to support her in her new place for the summer, and fell in love with these big monstrosities. Those are 32-ounce cups of a whole lot of coffee. And if you need a pick-me-up, it is definitely a pick-me-up. Because there's like 3 or 4 shots of espresso in those big old honkers, and they're not as expensive as other places, and I will not name other places, but these huge 32-ounce chillers, which is kind of like a mix between a slushy and a frappuccino, is like $7. So I mean, like I said, 32 ounces, they're huge. So anyway, I'm not trying to sell 7 Brew. I don't have stock or anything, but it is really good. And so I was excited to try it, and of course have been back probably more times than I should have. And I swear, with as giddy as I sound right now, I promise you I have not had coffee from 7 Brew today. I promise. So, anyway, so I built my title based off of the frame. The Love is in the Air and it smells like coffee. And I used that dollar store word coffee, but then I used the collection and all the little circular alphas to do the rest, except for the word and it. I pulled from my Tim Holtz Small Talk, and the word love came from the collection. So I got those on there. I'm thrilled with the way that this frame came together. And so I took some tea dye and added a little water so it would be thin, and splattered it in a few different places. It's really light, so there's only a couple places that it kind of stands out. But for the most part, I really just wanted a little extra mess. Controlled-ish mess. So now I am building, as you can tell, well, I think, in the pin next to the frame is the nightstand, and then there's some books sitting on it, and then an alarm clock. So instead of obviously doing that, I am building papers there. So I've got these strips that literally were just scraps out of the collection, and I just built them with the yellows, the peach, and the black, and stuck with that same color theme. And then I'm adding these little word phrases that I've pulled that I wanted to add on to the layout in some way. So they just say things like wonderful little things, good times, a glimpse of heaven, find joy in the ordinary. And of course, all of those are very fitting. Like I said, coffee is ordinary, but we definitely found joy in it. And this summer, my son and I are on a mission to try new places and new things. And so this fit right in to our adventures. We've been to 2 new restaurants and have tried new things there. So that's been a whole lot of fun. And of course, I'll be documenting that through, moving forward as well. The other thing that I added on here was my some assemblage require wood veneers. I have 2 coffee beans that I integrated into the title, as well as the amazing coffee cup that I painted with my inks and a watercolor pen. And I love the way that turned out. So here is the pin again, and I'm just kind of showing you how I built the frame, put the title in it, and of course I added the picture. And then over here I used this as my inspiration to build these little bits and pieces down here to kind of represent the books and everything. So I'm going to show you the close-up of the stamping for Stampin' Like a Tot. If you need to be encouraged to use your stamps, or if you just like using your stamps, come join us. Brianna with My Life on Paper is running the hop, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to be using my stamps. And then, of course, Crystal Barrett with Pineapple Papers is doing Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, so you can always go and check her out as well. Any information I have on either of those hops will be listed below in the description box. I hope you all will come back and see me again really soon. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!